Welcome to Innovators Journey. This series features interviews with entrepreneurs and creatives who are turning bold ideas into thriving businesses. Holly Kleiman is the CEO and founder of Sapphire Salt, a longevity wellness center and spa. She's joining us today to tell us about her collective and her spa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, Sapphire Salt stands out in its field. What unique solutions or perspectives does your company bring to the table that differentiate it from others in the industry?
I thought that I could create a company that treats the inside of the body as opposed to its exterior. My thinking is if we treat within, the exterior naturally glows. So, Sapphire and Salt, we offer healing technologies and modalities that really help your body reduce oxidative stress, lower inflammation, and restore balance to the body. I've created this holistic center, more holistic in nature. I've mentioned healing technology, and those technologies that have come to the market, they help to restore your energy on a cellular level. I have researched, personally tested, and curated the best of the best, spans like the full spectrum of healing technology. I wanted to create a business that would make a difference in people's lives. It would make men and women or empower men and women to feel their best and really to pursue their passions like I have now with renewed purpose. And my sole mission when I was creating my website, the web designers kept asking, what's the mission? What's the mission? I said, I just want to create joy back into people's lives. If we can create meaningful change in the world, what services could I offer that create that in that individual's life?
Mm,
So we've created Sapphire and Salt. It detoxes and cleanses the body.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, there is nothing more valuable than health and wellness, right? A person's health and wellness for sure. So, that's a great mission.
I say health is wealth.
Absolutely. I believe that 100%. What were your three biggest takeaways from your time as a healthcare consultant, and how have they shaped your business philosophy?
I was in the healthcare industry for 26 years, so this answer might be juicy, a little more forensic on the healthcare landscape because I spent so much time looking at claim data. And I always felt and mention this to my clients often, if we don't change the end user, then my solutions, don't move the needle that much. So I would say my first big takeaway is we are a sick population and chronic disease is on the rise and the insurance industry is booming. And the top five disease states when I left my prior career in 2024 were high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, neck pain, and back pain. They're all preventable and all reversible. And, we've been talking about inflammation since 2004. Time magazine came out with an article called The Silent Killer. And it points out that millions of people, are affected by chronic inflammation. And like here we are 21 years later, and we're still talking about the same thing. I've personally researched how toxins affect the body. And it led me to understanding that even down to weight loss resistance is related to toxicity. And I had 17 individuals, 16 women and one man go through a 9-week heavy metal detox through just, one of our services. And they lost 439 pounds in 9 weeks. The second thing I would say is like sick care is a big business in the US, and the more money that the healthcare sector makes, and it includes every piece of the pie, the hospitals, the doctors, the pharmaceutical companies, even the consulting firms. Couldn't help but think like during COVID, it just completely underscored our sick care mentality. And there must be a better way to keep our bodies healthy and full of energy. And everything that we offer in Sapphire and Salt is an eligible expense under their flexible spending account or their HSA account. So I would rather spend my tax-free dollars on good health now rather than on a future diagnosis or condition. We have the science and the technology to not let a diagnosis be a life of decline. And the last thing is the system is really not designed to heal you. Pharmaceutical drugs they're not designed to heal anything. And, they address symptoms. And through my own work over the last 26 years, I've come to realize that the science that we've come to trust, that we've never really validated, is a little skewed. And pharmaceutical companies themselves pay for the work of the FDA in approving their drugs, and then the pharmaceutical industry pays for the studies needed for those approvals. I mean, if you do a quick search online and you put in the search bar medical drugs no better than the placebo, it will bring up plenty of examples of medicine that replaced dummy pills. Dummy pills were getting the same results, yet the actual drugs carry side effects, and the placebo wouldn't normally carry side effects. So don't get me wrong, medicine is here for good things, facing emergency situations, and those symptoms should be addressed. But for long-term wellness, it's critical to find out what's like really going on beneath the symptoms.
Interesting. What advice would you give to other women entrepreneurs looking to make a significant impact in their industries?
It's a great, it's an exciting question, and I'd like to say yes to women, but also to men and women. I believe that the human body is intelligent and it's way more powerful than we know. And when it's placed in the right conditions, we're really unstoppable. And we all have a purpose. Many of us are struggling to be well and alive, and we have somehow bought in that life ends as we get older, and we have bought in that it's okay to take a pill rather than change our lifestyle. But when you begin to notice what you notice, you begin to see how just programmed we are. And I believe joy is on the other side of fear, because I have faced my fears. And so we have to pay attention to those rumblings. These are little moments in life that, if we are awake at the wheel, we know what that is when we receive it. And my biggest encouragement is to get on your own personal journey. Everything you attach the words I am to, you are. So think of me if you are, struggling and you are deciding what can I do what's my next path in life. I mean, at the age of 50, who just walks out of their entire career, their comfort, their security. But what you will realize is that, there's painful moments, and they're intended to just get you back on course, and life happens for you, not to you. And these things are around to awaken our soul. And, that's kind of what happened to me.
Mm.
So, I'm here living a dream, and very excited for the next phases of Sapphire and Salt, and to watch people really experience healing right before my eyes. And I'm not curing anybody. I'm simply allowing them to take a journey and to uncover that we can be healed by light, by heat, by cold, by water, by frequency, by energy medicine. It's all very real and it's all very powerful. It gets us away from, I think, medicine 2.0 as we know it today.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. What do you envision for the future of Sapphire and Salt, and how do you plan to achieve those goals?
I built a really strong foundation. It took me about 15 months to really get everything locked and loaded. I was coming from corporate America, so I will admit I didn't know what I didn't know, and I just became an understudy of this industry. And I plan to, once I get Sapphire and Salt to a viable business, I plan to expand from there. And I've hired a lot of smarter people than me to take me to that next level. And I hope to be bringing my second location to Chicago, and then we hope to go from there. My dream is to have 50 locations and to serve 1 million people. And I think it's actually a small goal considering how big this world is.
Well, how can our viewers learn more about Sapphire and Salt?
They can go to I'm so proud of my website.
It's beautiful. I looked at it. It's
Thank
nice.
you. It took months and months, but Sapphire and Salt spa.com. So SAPPHIREANDSALTSPA.com. And they can receive, get all the information they need of all the modalities. We will be changing things up as we continue to build and grow, but I think we have a really nice lineup, and I have beautiful testimonials already on the site that people can, these are real people that have come through. And we will be opening that first brick and mortar come summer. And so we're very excited, to expose this. Biohacking is beautiful. And I think this is more in the long, terms of biohacking and longevity. So yes, they can go see that.
Awesome. Holly, thank you so much for your time today and for sharing more about Sapphire and Salt with the audience.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Until next time, I'm Jennifer Pierce signing off for today. Thank you for watching Innovators Journey.